Good morning, students. Myself, Bhagyalakshmi, selection grade lecturer in Government Polytechnic, Ballari. So I am that means I am explaining that means I am explaining in Unit 2, session number 10. So that means in this session, so what are the main course outcomes? To know the desirable characteristics of fuses and classification of fuses. So what are the main contents we will study in this session? Desirable characteristics of fuse elements, types of fuses, fuse element materials. So here, so first we should consider the first topic, desirable characteristics of fuse elements. So that means, so whatever the fuse element we will select, so what are the characteristics it should have, so that so it will protect the system under abnormal conditions. It has to easily protect the system. So first one is low melting point. Example, tin and lead have the low melting point. So here whatever the fuse element we will select, it should have low melting point. So because when we have low melting point, then only whenever the abnormal current flows through the fuse element immediately, so that means it will be blows off or it will be burn off. If it is of high melting point, here under the fault conditions we are unable to protect the system. So next one is high conductivity. So for high conductivity, the examples will be silver and copper. So in high conductivity, so whatever the fuse element material we use, it should have high conductivity. So it should have a high conductivity and low resistance. Because of which what happens, whenever the fault occurs, so immediately that means immediately it will reduce its resistance and the high current it will flow and it will be, the fuse will be blows off. Next, it will be, so whatever the fuse element selected, it should be of the free from deterioration due to oxidation. So that is whatever the fuse element we will use, it should have the property that it should not react with the oxygen. It should not react with the oxygen. So then suppose if it reacts with the oxygen, so automatically the life of the fuse element will be reduced, and that means whenever the fault occurs, the before the designed value, the example, a fuse will be designed for 10 amps. A fuse wire will be designed for 10 amps. Here when it undergoes the process of oxidation, what happens usually? The life of that fusing element will be reduced, and automatically when it reaches 8 amps only, the fuse wire will be blows out. So therefore, whatever the fuse element we will select, it should be free from deterioration, or it should not go for the process of oxidation. So for this, the best example will be silver. So therefore, nowadays the commonly used fuse element material will be silver. And next will be low cost. So usually whatever that means whatever the fuse element we use, it should have low cost, because usually we will say that means the fuses itself will be the low maintenance. It should have low maintenance. When we can say low maintenance means if the cost of the fuse element will be less, low cost. So the examples will be lead, tin and copper. It comes under the low cost. So next coming to types of fuses. So basically we have two types, low voltage fuse and high voltage fuse. Again in low voltage fuse, they are subdivided into semi-enclosed rewirable fuse and high rupturing capacity fuse, or the cartridge fuse. Because in our syllabus we have only low voltage fuses. So first we will study about the semi-enclosed rewirable fuse. So by the name itself, semi-enclosed. So that means everybody observe the figure. We have one fuse base and the fuse carrier. Here what is the process is, on the fuse base the fuse carrier will be placed. On the fuse base fuse carrier will be placed, therefore it is semi-enclosed. And the rewirable, why they have given the name rewirable means, here whenever the fault occurs, after completion of after the fault, we will replace the fuse wire and replace with the new one. New fuse wire will be replaced. Therefore, it is called rewirable. That means easily we can change the fuse wire whenever fault occurs. So, therefore, a semi-enclosed rewirable fuse. It is also the common name. It is also called as KitKat type. KitKat type. It is used where the low values of fault currents are to be interrupted. So, example, almost all domestic applications or domestic wiring. In domestic wiring, the rewirable fuses will be used, and they are used basically low values of fault current are to be interrupted. That means in domestic maximum the capacity will be 10 amps. So it should not exceed more than 10 amps in domestic domestic applications or in domestic capacity in all domestic appliances, or it will be the house wiring, for all this it will be used. So basically it consists of base and a fuse carrier. So basically we have two parts, base and a fuse carrier. So basically the base or the fuse carrier will be made up of porcelain. So why the porcelain material will be selected? So usually it have good insulating properties, or we can say it has the high insulating properties, and it will be also the rough. It will be rough, and there will be a smooth and shiny surface, and it will be good looking. So it will also good look. So because of all these properties of porcelain, so the porcelain will be used for the construction of the fuse base and fuse carrier. That is in this the fixed contacts to which the incoming and outgoing phase wires are connected. So that means we can observe the fuse carrier figure. So we have the incoming and the outgoing phase wires. So usually for fuse carrier we have two terminals. One will be incoming phase wire and one will be outgoing. So that means from the supply. So how the connection will be given to the fuse carrier is, so one terminal will be considered as incoming terminal, and the other terminal will be considered as the outgoing phase wires. The fuse carrier can be inserted in or taken out of the base when desired. That means whenever we require, so we can easily insert it in, and we can, to check the condition, we can taken out. Easily we can taken out and we can insert it in. So that means here we can say there will be a simple and easy operation. In KitKat fuse, it is a very simple and easy operation to replace the fuse wire. Next, whenever the fault occurs, the fuse element will be blows out and the circuit will be interrupted. So this is the normal process. Whenever the fault occurs, the fuse wire blows out. So we will remove the fuse carrier. We will check the condition of the fuse element and we will replace with new one. So this is the procedure we will do whenever the fault occurs. So what is the main advantages of this rewirable fuse? The advantages of rewirable fuse is the detachable fuse wire permits the replacement of fuse element without any danger of coming in contact with the live wire. So by the meaning itself, even under the supply will be live, we can easily we can take out the take out the fuse carrier, and we can replace that fuse wire. So again we can fix in the base. We can insert in the fuse base. So that means it is very simple and easy operation. So this in especially in case of in rewirable fuse. And the one more advantage is the cost of replacement is very negligible. So that means the cost of replacement, only the wire, only fuse wire will be replaced. So therefore cost will be very less. So this is about the rewirable fuse. So it is also called as KitKat fuse. Next, coming to the disadvantages. So what are the main disadvantages from the rewirable fuse? So first one, there is a possibility of renewal by the fuse wire of wrong size or improper material. So that means any lineman or any illiterate. So usually KitKat fuse, it is so much familiar that any illiterate will be operate the KitKat fuse. So in such cases, what happens? So there will be wrong size. So the selection of the fuse wire may be of the wrong size or the improper material will be possible. So this is one disadvantage. Next will be, this type of fuse has a low breaking capacity and hence cannot be used in circuits of high fault level. So that is one disadvantage, because almost all it will be used for house wiring, all domestic. So for all domestic purpose, so the KitKat fuses will be used. So because of which it has low breaking capacity, and therefore it can be used only for the low voltage, not for high fault levels. So next is the fuse element is subjected to deterioration due to the oxidation through the continuous heating up of the element. So that means here whenever, so always if all the load will be full. So that means suppose you take one example in house, in any house, if all the lights, fans, switches, everything it will be on, and that means here the maximum 10 amps current will be flowing in the fuse element full day. So full day, and it will be continuous. Then what happens? So there will be deterioration due to the oxidation. The automatically, when there will be same temperature, same temperature, or with the continuous current flow of the equal rating of 10 amps, there will be heating up. So definitely the fuse element will be heated. When the fuse element will be heated, so the heated automatically what happens? There will be an oxidation, or we can say the deterioration process takes place. So this is one disadvantage. And one more disadvantage. After some time, the current rating of the fuse is decreased, and the fuse operates at a lower current than the originally rated. So that is nothing but, so when there will be continuous flow of the current, or there will be continuous load, automatically the oxidation takes place, and the automatically the current value, that means whatever the rated current we have, it is designed 10 amps. Instead of rated current 10 amps, the fuse wire it will operate so under the 8 amps only. If the current increases 8 amps, then only the fuse will blows out. So that is one the drawback or the disadvantage of rewirable fuse. So next is again low voltages. We have two types. One is rewirable and the HRC fuse. HRC fuse, by the name itself, high representative capacity. High representative capacity means, so almost it will protect for that means whatever the rating it is designed. So here that means coming to the sketch or the diagram of the HRC fuse. Basically what are the main parts? Main parts we will get in HRC fuses. We have the fuse element. The fuse element, usually it is made up of silver. the silver will be used. And we have the one next is the brass end plate. We can see here we have the at the end of the fuse we have brass end plate. And next we have, and the outer body, the outer body of the HRC fuse is made up of cartridge, made up of, so the made up of cartridge. And here the what is the filling material? The filling material will be the filling material. Which type of filling material will be used? Here it may be chalk powder or plaster of Paris or quartz or marble dust will be used. So because why these filling materials will be selected means it is having the good arc quenching properties. It has a good arc quenching properties, and it will cool the surrounding space. That means it will cool the surrounding space that is very fast. In the sense, whenever the fault occurs, immediately it will cool the surrounding surface. Therefore, so there will not much damage to the HRC fuse. And next we have the fuse link. So usually fuse link maybe sometimes the aluminum will be used, or sometimes the copper will be used for the fuse link. So these are the main these are the main parts of the HRC fuse. So whenever the fault occurs in HRC fuse, so the current increases and the fuse element melts before the fault current reaches and its peak. So here what happens, suppose you consider, so under normal operating conditions, the fuse wire, this is the position of the fuse wire, it will be under the normal condition. Whenever the fault occurs, what happens, here when the fault current flows through the fuse element, the fault current flows through the fuse element. Here the fuse element is made up of silver, so it will be melt. Here melt. So at the time of melting, what happens? The heat produced and the process vaporizes. It will be, the process becomes vaporizes. So the vaporizes the melted silver element. Vaporizes the melted silver element. Here what is the chemical action takes place while melting the fusing element is the chemical reaction between silver vapor and the filling powder. Silver vapor and the filling powder results in the formation of high resistance substance, which helps in the quenching the arc. So that means at the time of chemical reaction, what happens? It forms the high resistance substance. It forms the high resistance substance which helps in the quenching the arc. So therefore, so the filling material, it will quench the arc. So therefore, what is the main function of filling element is it will quench the arc and it will cool the surrounding. It will cool the surrounding medium. This is about HRC. Next, advantages. What are the advantages of HRC fuse? So they are capable of clearing high as well as low fault currents. They do not deteriorate with age. So that means, so for any high fault currents, for any high as well as low fault currents, so without any problem in the other sense, so without damaging the device, it will maintain. Next, they do not deteriorate with age. So that means as long as we will use, it will not deteriorate. So that means the property of the filling material will be remain same. Property of the fuse element will be remain same. They have high speed of operation. When compared to KitKat fuse, they have high speed of operation. So next, they provide the reliable discrimination. That means for any fault conditions, So for any amount of fault, it will be more reliable, and they require no maintenance, because here whenever the fault occurs, the fuse element, silver metal, the silver will be melted. So next, after the fault occurs, so that means by using the HRC fuse, they will remove the cap and they will replace the new new the fuse element, new fuse element. So therefore, the maintenance will be very easier where there is no maintenance. Next, they are cheaper than other circuit interrupting devices of equal breaking capacity. That means even if you consider the other devices, even like that means it is equal to it is equally operate like the circuit breakers. That means equal of even other high rating the breaking capacity devices. Next, they permit the consistent performance. They permit the consistent performance. Next, the disadvantage. What is the main disadvantage? They have to be replaced after each operation. So that is, after each operation, the fuse element will be replaced. The heat produced by the arc may affect the associated switches. So that means here, depending upon the depending upon the filling material. So that means it depends upon the filling material how it will affect the associated switches. So next will be the fuse element materials. So what are the commonly used? The most commonly used fuse element materials are that is the lead, tin, copper, zinc, and silver. So nowadays the silver will be used. So silver will be used. It is having high conductivity. Next, the smaller currents up to 10 amps, tin or an alloy of lead. What is the percentage is around 37% of lead and 63% of tin will be used for making fuse element. For larger currents, the copper or silver is employed. For larger currents, where the high protection is required, in such cases, the copper or silver will be used. So it is an usual practice to tin the copper to protect from its oxidation. The tinning process. The tinning process means making the copper the smooth and shiny surface. By making the copper, by making the tinning process, what happens? So it will avoid, that means it will not undergo the oxidation process. So next is that is zinc. So zinc also, it is a good, it is having the good characteristics, the good desirable characteristics, with considerable time lag is required. One which does not melt very quickly with a small overload. That means in a very conditions, so that means the fuse should not quickly it blows off. It should not quickly blows off. In such cases, the zinc will be used. So next is the multiple choice questions. The first one, the minimum operating time of a fuse is dash that of a circuit breaker. So usually it will be smaller than that of the circuit breaker. So next, the second multiple choice question. The cartridge type fuse come under dash voltage. The choices are high, low, medium, none of the above. The answer is low. Low voltage. That is second one, low voltage. Next is the third one. So what is the full form of HRC? That is HRC stands for, we have 4 choices of answers: high resistance capacity, high reactance capacity, high repulsion capacity, all of the above. So among all the four, the C will be the answer, high rupturing capacity. So fourth, fill in the blank. Fuse element should have dash melting point. So the answers are low, medium, high, none of the above. So usually it should have the first answer, low melting point. Always the fuse element should have the low melting point. Next, the fifth one, the fuse element is generally made of which material? Silver, aluminum, lead and tin. So nowadays usually the silver will be used. The commonly used fuse element will be silver. Therefore first choice silver will be the right answer. Next, the sixth one, fuses are generally used in circuits where dash operations are not required. Dash operations are not required. So the answers are frequent, non-frequent, regular, all of the above. So here, so that means the frequent operations are not required in case of fuses. These are about the multiple choice questions. For any suggestions or any queries, please you can contact this website, that is lms.dtech@gmail.com. Thank you, Ananda.